What's good, my slimes? Welcome to another episode of the Pajama Pod Palcast. This is episode 5 in our series.
11.
I'm Kat.
I'm
No.
Captain.
I'm Fox.
I am Money.
I'm Miss B.
And I'm PC.
So welcome back, Kat. Where have you been?
We have the whole
Always-
crew here.
I've always been here. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
you're right.
His
you're
mic's
right.
just been muted.
Oh,
Yeah,
I guess that's true.
I've been
yeah.
really quiet, you know.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry
Yeah.
that some of the things that we discussed were not your cup of tea.
Yeah, it just happened like that.
So I have a bit of a hypothetical for you guys this week.
It's my favorite thing.
More
Hypotheticals.
hypotheticals.
So you have to decide between Morgan Freeman or David Attenborough. Which one would you have? Like, which one would you rather kill? You cannot say you cannot kill anyone. You have to
man.
kill one of them.
Morgan Freeman.
Yeah, Morgan Freeman. David Attenborough has provided too much to like science.
Yeah.
I can agree with that.
Who the hell is David Attenborough?
He's the British guy who does a whole bunch of really famous nature documentaries.
He voices.
Oh,
He has this
yeah.
soothing,
Yeah,
British
I know what
voice
you're talking
over really stunning photography and video of animals in the wild.
He does Planet Earth money.
Yeah. He
just stopped
Freeman's
even way
out.
before that though.
Yeah, he did a lot more before that.
He's been
But
doing
that's
that
the
for,
most
a
notable
while.
thing.
One of
Yeah.
the simple things, yeah.
Plus, I heard Morgan Freeman's kind of an asshole in real life, like in person.
I have no idea. Maybe.
Stop spreading rumors, PC.
No, I'm serious. I read on the internets that
It must be true.
To the lawyers
it's on
of
the internet, it's real.
Morgan Freeman, please don't come after us for slander.
Morgan Freeman, you can suck my wiggly dick.
Is
I don't
it
know
really?
shit about your
that's
voice.
only Melvin Capital.
How wiggly is it?
Yeah, does it have like a 90-degree curve, or is it more subtle?
It's like a
No,
banana. Or
You
a
guys know
gourd?
what a corkscrew is, right?
Oh no!
Like a duck?
You have a
Yeah,
you're,
like a
are you a duck? Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh no!
Or is it like an echidna's penis? Do you have eight what is it? 8 heads?
Is it? I thought it was 4.
Is it 4?
I'm
That
pretty
was
sure.
I
it
don't
is.
know, dog.
So I'm not gonna look that up. Somebody
So-
else has to.
I'm
No,
just glad that we can
that's-
all agree Morgan Freeman.
I mean, it would not be I would really rather not have either of them die.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
if made to choose, I think I'd probably pick Mr. Attenborough.
let's just be honest. Like, Morgan Freeman's acting subpar. His voice is great.
I don't
but
know.
His,
I wouldn't
his
say it's
acting
subpar.
is like.
Morgan
he's
Freeman
not a very
plays
good
the same
actor.
character in every movie he's in.
He plays
He's just a
God in every
serious
movie.
guy with the deep voice.
brain.
I think his acting is pretty good, but it's not phenomenal. But I wouldn't say it's notably bad.
But I mean, like, Morgan Freeman's voice is kind of overhyped. Let's be real.
Right, is it?
There's a lot of other
I-
people with nice voices, but Morgan Freeman's just kind of raspy, and I guess he just got really famous and overhyped.
I
think you're just jealous, Fox.
no. I like the Allstate guy. I don't know his name, but
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
yeah, that guy.
He
That
at
man's
least
got a
plays
voice.
the bad guy once in a while.
He's got a man's voice.
He's got the touch.
He's got the touch.
He's got the juice.
Yes. But I'm glad that everybody's Miss B, I'm assuming, went with David Attenborough.
No, I already picked Morgan. He's gone.
Oh, well, I meant to keep David Attenborough.
Oh, yeah.
You have eliminated Morgan Freeman.
Miss B's can I kill them both?
I wish to be rid of national icons.
Oh, no.
I'm not down with that, Miss B.
Oh,
I did not say that. Money's putting words in my mouth.
I mean,
I just
isn't it our
realized.
duty to get rid of false idols?
Oh no.
I just realized that we welcomed Cat back, but we didn't welcome Miss B back.
Well, yeah.
He's just here without
Honest
explanation.
mistake.
Oh yeah, that's right. He was gone for like 2 years. Welcome back, bitch.
Thank you.
Well,
Bitch.
I mean, he was gone by his own fucking choices.
Yeah. He.
I was working a job and having to sleep. Those
I
are
mean,
Yeah,
it was the
great
same
choices.
choices that Cat was making, so I don't.
You know, I feel like
I was
working
always
that
here though.
working that street corner must be hard this
What do you
day and
mean?
age, Miss B.
Yeah, there are only dirt roads around here, so it's really
Yeah.
hard.
He
Yeah.
goes to the truck stops.
Oh,
He's a
no.
lot
Do,
dude.
do they only see your legs because your head is above the light post, or what's the deal?
Like fucking
Oh.
Slender Man. He's just
Oh,
like that's so ominous. That's such
Yeah,
a
yeah,
on the
horrible
street
image.
corner with a
that's
fucking
actually pretty
three-piece suit.
terrifying.
Miss B is Lady Dimitress.
Oh
Ooh.
no.
Miss B, you want to do that cosplay?
No idea what you guys are talking about.
Oh, he
Miss
doesn't.
B,
even
do you
know.
want to dress up like the Resident Evil tall lady, like with the big
I
hat?
haven't played Resident Evil.
You've seen the videos I've posted.
Probably not.
You know what,
I
Miss
don't.
B? You're a filthy man
Yeah,
thing,
what?
and we're gonna move on.
Oh, I like it when you talk dirty to me like that, Fox.
Filthy
We're
man.
moving on.
That's
Yes,
how she
yes.
talks to you.
Who would win in a fight, Jim Bean or Captain Morgan?
Captain Morgan,
Captain Morgan,
obviously,
he's
he's
a
a fucking
pirate.
pirate.
Well, so wait,
Yeah.
Yeah.
is Jim Bean as equally armed as Captain Morgan to make it a
No,
fair
because
fight?
Jim
Captain
Bean
Morgan's
is
a
Jim
pirate.
Bean.
Yeah.
The pirate has a saber and like flintlock pistols. I don't know what you mean. I don't
He's
know
got
what
a
Jim
fucking
Beam has.
ship.
He also has a parrot.
Yeah,
What if
that's
he's like a
true.
Somali pirate with like
Whoa,
an AK?
whoa.
Whoa.
Captain.
Okay, what if he's a pirate with an AK? Is that better?
There you go.
That's basically the same thing without the racism.
Money just stereotyped pirates.
That was Smalley.
Goodness gracious.
Not every pirate is Somali money. That is
Yeah, what
so
about-
insensitive.
What about
Edward Kenway?
Southeast Asian pirates,
Yeah.
money?
Like the Chinese.
Well,
Okay.
I mean that's a trickier
I mean,
concept.
Let's just be real. Like some of those, Captain, is it the Chinese that allow fishing boats to just like muscle in on people,
Yeah,
or
but
is
that's
it?
technically a deputized like militia of fishing boats. They're not really pirates.
They're
Money.
pirates.
You know what privateering is, right?
Well, when you put it like that, you're not exactly wrong, but
I'm just saying, it's kind of fucked up.
fair enough.
But
I mean, weren't the Mongolians like land pirates?
Basically,
yeah,
It's not a bad way.
nomad
putting it,
sons of
yeah.
bitches.
Yeah, pirate doesn't mean you have to be in the sea.
yeah, money.
Land
Stop
pirates.
stereotyping.
I'm
I
a
believe the
sovereign
term is
citizen.
raider.
Yeah. From
Those
For
damn
Honor.
Cumans.
Ooh.
You know what? I'm disappointed. I'm taking a shot.
Oh hell yeah!
Oh, I found my bottle opener, by the way,
Oh, where was
Aw,
it?
you're a
was-
legend.
in between my couch cushions.
That you can stop
Oh.
using your teeth.
Yeah, he's been chewing the lids off his cans. With that one guy in that Fanta video.
Oh
God.
no.
I always find it crazy that there's people who can like just eat metal. I mean, well, it's not so much that they eat the metal, but they can have metal go through their systems without.
There was
yeah,
this
they're-
guy in the Guinness World
Dying.
Record book. Yeah, he had white hair. He'd eat like a jumbo jet.
No, he
Yeah.
ate like a Cessna.
Yeah. Parts and all.
I
Yeah,
can't.
Yeah, it
there's
was
like-
some French dude.
That's a whole nother level.
You know,
There's a
French
guy in Mexico that eats glass bottles.
French
Yeah.
people are something else, dude. I'm sorry, but when you fight harder in a civil war than you do like a war against another nation, there's a problem.
I mean, I think statistically speaking, civil wars tend to have higher casualties for the country
Yeah.
because it's the country fighting against itself.
Yeah, but France is on a whole nother level. They
I mean,
never try in
statistically.
any war they are in.
And I mean, you have Napoleon who like made up for the whole thing.
That's true, but like, so I'm talking like
They were
World
just
War
saving
One and
it all
up.
up to-
France didn't do shit except for like destroy itself.
What did you say? World War One?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
No, they did most of the fighting in World War One.
yeah, and they.
World War II, folks.
Well,
Yeah.
no, I don't care about the French at all. Like World War One.
To our French viewers, this is a belief solely expressed by Fox.
You know, like
To
nothing
our
against
French
them,
viewers,
but
we have to say it in French. Money. To our
all-
French. Oh Jesus fucking Christ! Stop with the racism.
Playing
Alright.
tennis with the nets down.
it's fine because I'm
See-
white.
To our French
See,
viewers.
I make fun of France not for their lack of any kind of military prowess, but because their accents are funny.
Wow,
Yeah.
That's
wow,
my
money. That's racist.
Damn money.
All right,
Well,
we're moving.
They speak
on.
the English of Romance languages.
You know,
English is to Germanic languages as French is to Romance languages.
I just find French to
Ugh.
be like a non-appealing language. I don't know what it is.
I think it's
Jealous again,
interesting.
Fox.
The language of Bretonians.
Yeah, those damn Bretonians.
I don't find it appealing at all. It's not, you know, I don't know. It just doesn't sound good.
have you ever heard Finnish?
Yeah, yeah, I have.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure French is more appealing than Finnish.
Yeah,
I
that's
love
true.
Welsh.
Finnish. To speak for yourself, I love Finnish and Welsh. I love weird, fucking
Yeah.
batshit crazy languages.
I've been to Finland a couple times, and like they have street names for things which I just can't even begin to pronounce. It's like a whole different. It's because what I think it's Finnish and Bulgarian. Like they share a unique Indo-European root, which is like different from all the other languages.
Yeah,
And so,
yeah.
like it's just really fucking strange.
I'm honestly not surprised, but
Is it? I'm trying to remember if it's Estonian that has like 26 gender cases or something like that.
It probably is Estonian, to be honest,
They're ahead of their time.
and not one of them means trans. I can guarantee it.
What? Why are we bringing this up?
You brought it. You started this.
Let's not go there.
I was just saying, languages
Rather
have
not.
gender cases. They just
Yeah,
Yeah, like,
not a single
Spanish
one
does.
is for trans people.
Fox, stop.
Fox, shut up! Stop digging this hole.
I'm just
Yeah,
saying.
in India they have what is it? I think it's the Hydra. But it's like a culturally recognized like third gender basically, which is basically like intersex people as well as I think some people who would probably be considered trans in the West. But it's like an interesting thing because they're like really desired for. I forget exactly what it is. It's either blessing newborn children or blessing pregnant women, but they're like really, really, really sought after for that. Like in particular.
Do they get their own bathroom?
I don't
It's
think
India.
so.
They probably don't get bathrooms.
Yeah, I think.
yeah, they
Yeah.
they get a
Alright,
special
we're-
spot in the street though.
We're moving on.
Let's stop digging this hole.
Oh, so now we move on, Fox.
I was trying to make it educational, but
Yeah,
whatever.
I mean that was very educational, and then somebody brought up bathrooms, and then it just went downhill.
Serious question.
Bring up any topic and it'll go downhill on this podcast.
Ever been to a Turkish bathroom? Oh man, you want to talk about not using water?
What bathroom?
Yo, in Turkey.
Have you been to Turkey?
It's like yes, I have. It's like those waterless urinals. but
Yeah,
everywhere.
yeah. Because I've heard of Turkish toilets. My father
Turkish
talked a lot about
toilets.
that.
So-
Oh,
You
Is that a
basically
sex
mean like an
maneuver?
outhouse?
No, it's like
It's like a trough and a
Yeah.
with
You know-
no.
and you like have to squat basically.
Yeah, squatty
Where do the
potty.
solids go?
Yeah.
Captain, we're
Oh yeah, the squatty potties too. Yeah, I forgot about those. Oof.
that's a new sex position, the Turkish toilet.
Oh,
Hey,
okay.
baby, you want to come over to my place? We'll do the
Okay.
Turkish toilet.
Okay.
Matt,
Okay.
are you regretting coming back?
Yeah.
It's like enough of that now.
Should
Settle
have
down.
just stayed in Colombia.
He did a Texas tuck.
Ugh.
Really upset that's not a real Chris Chan quote.
Oh
Me too.
no.
Everything is a lie.
It's just a fucking Chris O'Neill quote.
It's a freaking Chris Stan.
Oh boy. How did we get here?
Do you think they
You know-
call Chris Stan's crayons?
Shut up, dude. Shut your mouth right fucking now.
Sorry, I'll stop.
God.
Next topic. Next topic.
I don't have a
Next.
next topic. I don't know what to say.
Captain's control.
Fox, I have a question for you.
No, what? What do you possibly have to say?
How much money would I have to pay you to hear you do a impression of Ghost Main? You don't have to answer me now. I just want this offer to be on the table.
I mean, how long do I have to impersonate him for?
For the rest of the year.
No, I couldn't do that.
The end of time.
You have to record like 1 or 2 songs.
1 or 2? No.
You have to ask at least 1 or 2 women out.
Wait,
You also
what?
have to get at least 1 or 2 face tats. That's the other rule.
I could do that. Now, are we talking like a Mike Tyson or like one of those edgy like little hearts that people?
You have to get the Jared Leto damaged on your forehead.
Oh yeah!
Let's go.
What would your mom do if you walked in the door and you had fucking damage like tattooed on your fucking dome piece?
She would be furious. She really would be. Like, she's okay with tattoos, but she doesn't like face tattoos. She would be very upset with me.
Would you be more upset if she was really upset with you, or if she looked at you, shook her head, and took like another swig of whiskey and walked away?
Well, I'd be concerned if my mother was drinking whiskey.
It's like, Mom, why are you pulling right out of the bottle?
Yeah,
It's not okay.
She's a different person when she drinks whiskey. She's a very mean person.
That's what whiskey does to you.
Well, I think whiskey does that to a fair amount of people.
Too personal.
It's nothing personal.
Is that hitting too close to home, PC?
Whoa, what do you mean? What are you trying to say, Money?
He was probably just saying that was a little too personal to share on the podcast.
No, PC, I think Money's saying that your family is abusive. That's kind of what I'm hearing.
Fuck, this is self-sabotage.
What are you talking about?
Money. Money. What is it you're trying to associate with my race?
Okay.
It's all falling. London Bridge is falling down. My fair lady.
It's the Tower Bridge, you lying fuck. It's not London Bridge, it's Tower Bridge.
Oh, did you guys hear about that bridge? What was it? In Tennessee? Where like people they were like some people were walking by it and they saw that like one of the main support things was totally cracked. And they like called everybody and they had to evacuate the bridge. It was like a major like transit bridge. I'm pretty sure it was in Tennessee.
I haven't heard.
It was just funny because it was random people who saw it and they had to call people up and were like, "Yo, man, there's a major crack in this."
Yo, so that's upsetting. But did you see that Kentucky Ballistics nearly killed himself by accident?
Yeah, that was also a pretty crazy one.
Like, I don't care about a bridge, but I care about Kentucky Ballistics.
I don't care about
sure you
thousands of people. I care about this one man.
He is a good, honest, God-loving man.
God-fearing?
No.
No, he loves God.
Oh. Well, fuck me, I guess.
I mean, God must love him, considering how he survived what happened to him.
He put a thumb in that shit, and he was like, "I'm fine."
Yeah, what's the point in God if you have to fear him? You know what I mean?
Yeah, for real.
God would rather be feared than loved.
Is that true, Miss B?
That sounds less like a god and more like a dictator.
Miss B,
here we go again.
I want your take on this.
Taking me on, I'm not taking the bait.
No.
You really
I want an honest opinion. Like,
Miss B, you missed an entire religious debate on the last episode.
Oh, what a shame.
I mean, all I'm saying is that if I had to have a conversation with God, I would definitely want to have it with Old Testament God. That would be way more interesting.
Would
Dude,
you,
he
Money?
could just
Because I
fucking
think you would
smite you.
say something wrong and you would just fucking die.
I mean, he would probably smite me no matter what, but like just to get, because I'm pretty sure Old Testament God would be like a more like an Eldritch horror than like a chill dude in a robe in the sky.
No. Like, if you were to have a conversation, you being you with Old Testament God, he would find some ludicrous, over the top way to kill you that would also inevitably kill a lot of other people as well.
Money, I think you would.
Feeding the salt, Money.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Money. You would look at him. You would be like, no, I'm not averting my eyes, and they'd burn out your skull.
Yeah. Like that's what I think. I would like gaze up at him, and then my head would just explode. Like something like that.
And then he'd bring you back and call you an idiot and let you do it again.
Ugh.
I'm just
I mean-
saying, Money. Like,
Look at me when you're talking to me.
I mean, if you're talking to New Testament God, you're just talking to Jesus, and Jesus seems like a chill dude. So I think
with his Gucci robe and his fucking
Jesus
White
wouldn't wear
Jesus?
Gucci. He'd be wearing
Jesus
like
seems like the kind of guy to show up to a party with like a fucking rack of Keystone Light.
yeah, probably. He'd be showing up in like the cheapest. He'd be like anybody you see in Boulder. He'd just be like, he'd be wearing like ratty old Reeboks or something. I don't know.
If you saw Jesus and he was wearing the freaking the Nikes that all of the Heaven Gates members wore.
Oh yeah.
This is like a sick joke.
If Jesus was actually like, if we're talking like Jesus is wearing the stuff like the poorest of the poor wear, he's wearing like the Super Bowl jerseys for the team that lost.
and he's wearing like Air Monarchs.
No, he's wearing the jersey of like the team that didn't make it to like the playoffs.
Oh no.
The Cleveland
Well,
Browns.
So
Oh.
No,
what
it's-
they like the thing is, PC, like the losing team for the Super Bowl, they send those jerseys off to like Africa.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Like, there's like a lot of clothes programs where they'll make stuff like in anticipation of like something happening, like oftentimes sporting events, and then one side won't win, and they'll just have all this excess clothing that nobody in the host country would want to buy.
You're not going to see a lot of Patriots gear in the third world.
Damn it, Brady! You deflating balls again, you piece of shit! And he keeps kissing his kids and his coach. It's not okay.
You tell me there's a lot of Kansas City Chief fans in Africa right now?
Yeah, there are. A lot of Broncos fans too.
Hey man, we haven't even made it to the Super Bowl in a while.
Yeah, no, we haven't.
I guess you could say the Broncos yeed their last huh.
But I'm still kind of bitter about it.
Yeah.
It's still bitter, huh?
I know that's a very Foxtrot thing to be.
Like a cum shot after having pizza.
Excuse me?
Ah, jeez.
I was not expecting that out of your mouth, Fox, of all people.
Is this from experience, Fox? Like,
Yo, man, I'm having a good time. Just leave me be.
Want to take another shot, Fox?
Yeah, let's
Sure.
go.
I want to
That's
encourage
what I'd
this.
call that.
You just thinking take a shot at Jesus.
I thought you were going to say something else.
I was.
Just gotta take my jar off of the radiator
Oh
here.
No. No!
Take a sip, babe.
He will not divide us.
God.
Did I tell you guys about that Twitter that I follow? That's
Yes.
like daily pictures of a Biden cum jar.
God.
Oh Jesus! You know what?
The one.
I didn't
The
need
one-
to know that, but now that I do know it, I don't think I can ever go back to before I knew it.
I just want
Yeah.
to point out that we've only been active for 24 minutes, and we've said some horrible shit.
I need to go back to
one-
Lustria.
The picture from today it was so great. It was just like an arm sticking out, like it was reaching for help.
Oh,
Fuck, you're gonna edit this episode and there's gonna be like 3 minutes in it, like.
you know what? It's all staying in. If YouTube takes it down, I mean, there's nothing that can be
And,
said.
I just want to apologize now to the person in the Philippines who has to manually review this video.
Yeah.
I'm pretty
I'm
sure
not-
they don't review our videos.
I'm sorry to the Russian intelligence agent that watches our videos after we mentioned Alexei Navalny.
Yeah, Alexi.
I said Alexei.
You said
Dyslexy?
Dyslexy.
Yeah, that's me. I'm just Alexei.
It's like seeing all the. I'm gonna get a T-shirt that says "Free Alexei Navalny" on it, and then when anybody asks me about it, I'm gonna insist that that's his actual name.
Oh, you know what? That's the first piece of merch we have. Alexei Navalny.
Alexei Navalny. That would actually be pretty good.
The next one is like this fucking like Money Chan advertisements.
Oh
Cool.
no.
We have to use this as an opportunity to get the "It's Actually Raging" T-shirt out.
Oh my yeah.
I'm actually raging.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh.
What was the context behind that? I don't even
We
remember.
were playing golf with our friends.
Yeah, it was
and
golf.
I was having a bad time.
Cat, I know you've sworn off that game, but please, we need to play it again.
Oh.
You know what?
We
Better
won't-
yet, we'll get a recording of it and put it up on the channel.
Yeah, we won't play the worms level just for you.
You can just do a
We need-
group live stream.
If there is such thing as a personal hell, my personal hell is that fucking worms level. Holy
Okay.
shit,
Well,
I've never seen level design so fucking half-assed.
To be fair, we were also playing basketball, which is a very trash game mode.
Imagine, Kat, if you were locked in a room and you were super duper thirsty, you were like dying of thirst, and the only way to get a shot glass full of water was to like score a basket in that game. Imagine that.
Hey,
I'm sorry.
he's
You
going
killed
to
him.
like Cat's like giving up on life. He's like, no, this ain't it.
He's crying.
Because you would be in a really rough position because you would hate doing it, but you would feel constantly the need to keep going. But
Maybe
you'd
he'd
also
get-
probably get better at it really quick.
Yeah, I was about to say he'd get really good at it, and he'd come back from whatever hell he's been trapped in, and he would destroy all of us
So,
at golf with your friends.
Would he
He would be
essentially
attracted.
be? So, if he's getting that much water, is he essentially the next Nestle?
What?
Do you not know about Nestle stealing water from some poor country?
No, I haven't heard about that,
What?
though I'm not
No.
country.
Gosh. Oh, Captain, do you remember which country it is that Nestle is just like ultimately stealing water from?
No.
I could see Nestle like really lobbying like local governments, being like, please let us have this water and we will give you anything you want.
Yeah, here we go. So
Nestle, the chocolate company?
yeah.
Yeah.
So
They own a lot of things.
They're
so
a big multinational. The
Nestle-
Illuminati supports them, so why not?
Nestle extracts millions of liters from their land. Residents have no drinking water.
They do what California does.
Yeah, that's something which like fairly wealthy people will do that's really fucked up in the Central Valley of California is they'll like tap their own wells, which they can like basically get zoned so they can have a special well like on their own property. And they'll tap super duper far down and they'll just use water from that, which wouldn't be a problem if not for the fact that like California is in like a horrible drought and it's been in one for like a number of years. And so they'll just like suck up all of the water from the aquifer, and it like really hurts agriculture and like everyone else.
So I
But,
guess. Oh, go ahead.
I bet like companies are doing something similar to that. They're like creating special wells and then just like pulling a bunch of stuff from them.
There's all the
Yes.
stuff that Oh, sorry, Fox.
Oh, go ahead.
There's all the stuff that like LA did earlier in its history, where they would zone the city well outside of its limits and be like, "Oh yes, this is LA. The water is now ours." Or they'd come up with like shady ass legal agreements with farmers to route their irrigation away from their farms into LA. Because the LA River is like totally artificial. LA doesn't have any like natural water in it. It's all being pumped in from other places. LA is like this giant tick sitting there sucking the water out of all like the surrounding communities. And there's whole lake beds that are basically all like toxic sewage now that the only thing left in them are like fertilizer and crap. That's totally destroyed the water and makes it impossible to live near them, but people are so poor that they can't move away from them. And LA is like seeping all the water from all these places, from places that were once like really successful farming areas.
Oh,
So
the best.
You're telling me that the place where CJ lived in Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, like you're telling me that's where poor people live?
Yeah,
That's fucked up.
but that's
Also,
San Andreas.
rich
It's not
people.
LA.
But like, yeah,
Wait, is Los Santos LA? I thought San Andreas was. Wait, which is which? What are the
San
parallels?
Buddy, you
Andreas is
live
Los
in the
Santos.
state.
No.
San Andreas, like the state of San Andreas, is supposed to be like California.
Yeah. Well, no, because we're talking about GTA, Miss B.
I realize that.
Yeah, because like Los Santos, that's supposed to be a parallel for Los Angeles, certainly.
Yeah.
But GTA San Andreas, does that take place in a city? Like a city other than San Andreas? Because if the state is San Andreas, is the city also called San Andreas?
No,
I'm just trying to patch.
So the main city that you start in is Los Santos.
In San Andreas.
In San Andreas, yes.
Oh, it's the same city. See, I didn't know that. I thought they were totally separate locations. Okay, that's actually cool.
But back to what I was saying. So Nestle,
yeah, sorry about that.
Oh, it's all good. But Nestle was actually stealing water from Canada. I'm actually reading the former CEO Peter Brabeck, whatever the fuck his name is.
That water drained downhill, damn it, and we want it back.
One perspective held by various NGOs, which I would call extreme, is that water should be declared a human right. The other view is that water is a grocery product, and just as every other product, it should have a market value, is what he said.
I mean, I would like to think that like everybody could have water, but I mean, the hard thing is like unless we come up with like way better desalination technology, like based on population estimates, like that's going to be a big problem in the future, like without a doubt.
Oh yeah, well I'm not denying that, but it's just the fact that they're taking water from a place which is a natural spring that these people gathered around because there was a natural spring, and then just cut off their supply to water is disgusting. And then say, oh, well, you could buy it from us. Even though they don't have the actual rights to the water. Nestle doesn't.
Okay, speaking of water infrastructure, I just got to shout out this book. It's an ethnography about. I'll be really quick about it. It's called Hydraulic City by Nikhil Anand, but it's about basically the water infrastructure in Mumbai, which is like really crazy complex. There's like tubes that run all over the city that deliver water to different people. But they've got a very similar issue to what happened with like LA, where basically like they need way more water than what they have in that area, so they dam up lakes and rivers from outside of the city and divert all the water into the city. So all of the farmers who used to live in those places don't have any water and they get screwed over, and then they move to the city, which drives up the demand even more for water, and it just happens more and more and more, and it's just causing the city to like grow. But it's actually a really interesting ethnography. It's a lot more fun to read than you would think about something that's about water infrastructure in the global south. But
Yo, it's
shouting that book out,
It's about water, man.
it's actually very interesting.
Water those.
Water's crazy though, man. People are gonna fight wars over that.
Water's
And they-
crazy.
Yeah, for real though. Like,
Money, I want to hear more of your conspiracy theories about water. Continue.
I agree with them. I think
It's
water
not
is
really-
it's an incredibly precious resource.
Oh yeah, I can
and
agree with that.
like, have you ever thought about why Tibet is really important to China? Like, if you look at the mountains and like water and like where rivers come from and stuff.
Oh yeah, I know. What bothers me is that states put limits on like rain barrels, and I think that's the dumbest thing.
Do they?
Yeah,
Yeah, Colorado banned rain barrels up until recently.
Because people are catching and collecting too much water.
I
what?
guess so.
I mean, if you had like a property that you owned, which was just acres of land, and you just set up tons of barrels, like hundreds of barrels, I could see that being a little messed up. But like, if you have one or two on your property, I don't think that should have a limit.
yeah. I think it was mostly just people setting it up. Like they wanted to set it up underneath their gutters so that they could use it as like hose water, like just
Yeah.
gray water.
But Colorado was like, no, you can't do that. You need to pay for your water.
But it's the same in a lot of other places,
What,
and
you
I think
water's
Colorado
free?
it falls from the sky.
Have
What was
have-
the other thing Colorado does? I think it's something like, and I could be completely wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's something like in most places in Colorado, you don't own the mineral rights to whatever is underneath you, even if you own the property. A lot of the time.
That's true.
So if somebody came in and was like, "Oh, there's oil here," then they could just like come right in on your property and drill.
Well, not in my county. We literally get paid for the mineral rights.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, dang. And like I said, I could be completely wrong. I just remember hearing this a while ago.
I mean, the law may have changed recently, but that's what it was up until recent.
have I ever told you guys about how they do maintenance on like the big water main pipes that run under like New York City? I think I've told you guys this before.
I'm gonna guess that they send a monkey down there with a wrench.
Well, they send like literally. I don't know if it's a sub or if it's just like a submersible capsule, which they then get into the pipe. But they basically like send a team of workers who live inside of this giant pipe filled with water in this little sub thing for like a month, just doing work all throughout the pipe.
That's
And I've always thought, like, what? Imagine living for a month though in like in a sub in a pipe that's like massive, and then working on it. Like that just blows my mind thinking of like doing something.
Is that essentially just barotrauma, except for like
I mean,
less
you
barotrauma?
You like might as well be on another
Except
planet.
with
Giant
more
rats.
So, like vermin trauma.
So, has anyone ever encountered an alligator down there? That's what I really want to know.
Yes,
Probably not.
supposedly.
In New York,
Oh,
really?
Yeah, so I read this book. I don't know New York specifically, but when I was a kid, there was like an illustrated book, and it would show the guys going down working on these pipes down below, and there'd be alligators in there and shit like that. Yeah, but it's been a long time ago since I've seen all that.
Shit's
It
wild.
was a neat
in New
book. It was
York.
like how cities work and how things are done. It was interesting.
How New York is just invaded by alligators and rats the
I mean-
size of cats.
I mean, maybe. I would think it's too cold for gators, but what do I know?
Yeah, what do you know, Money?
Well, New York does have it's mostly steam heated, isn't it?
That sounds right, but I don't know honestly.
Because there's all that steam that comes out of the street. A lot of the time, you can see it coming out of.
Yeah,
fences
there's a
and
lot of
stuff.
steam heat. That is actually something I noticed because whenever any of the
You mean the turd fumes?
Yeah.
Turd
no, it's like
fumes.
a lot of houses or apartments in New York when the heating goes up, like the pipes will get really hot, and you'll hear like steam from places. So that actually makes sense.
The poop steam. That's what PC wants to talk about. Poop steam.
I want to talk about methane.
Yo, have you guys ever heard of fatbergs and like sewage systems?
Yeah.
Those are pretty metal. Have you never heard of a fatberg?
I don't know what that is. No.
So a fatberg
We don't
is
really
literally
want
like
to.
a giant, congealed, massive lump of basically like it can be made up of a wide variety of things, but they're mainly congealed oils that accumulate in the sewer, as well as basically any sort of thing which you're not supposed to flush, like wet wipes or Q-tips or condoms or stuff like that. And they form into these massive, like disgusting, like solid masses, which get so big that they block up like giant sewer pipes. And they have to send in workers to like break them up and remove them. And there's one in England which is like I forget how many thousands of pounds, but
Yeah, well,
it's insane.
you know, England has never been a good place. Let's be real.
Oh, we have them in the U.S. We had they're in Asia.
Oh,
Like
I
they're
mean, I'm not excusing anyone else, but I just want to point out that England has never been a good place.
dang.
Yeah.
It's in a,
I'm gonna
it's in
Yeah,
a,
I mean,
Ireland
like
is
that.
its own fucking nation. You know what I'm saying?
Let's
give
just
them
slave
back the
half
North.
world.
What was I think it's York, where it was like an old Viking settlement before it was York. It was Jorvik or whatever. And there's like a significant amount of like the foundations of the city, if you dig down far enough, where it's just like feces. Like there's fossilized shit underneath, and
Oh,
it's
yeah,
like that
that's
for
right.
a lot of European cities, because they're like they didn't have sewage for a really long time. The shit was just in the streets, and so it ended up just kind of accumulating over time. And it was just like I think if you dig down in most European cities, but I just remember hearing about this for York.
Yeah,
You can
I
just
believe
find shit anywhere.
when you just like chucked it out the window. Like
Yeah.
Do you think there's enough DNA on that fossilized shit to clone a Viking?
I
I don't think that's how DNA works, but
But
okay.
DNA.
but if we're going off Jurassic Park,
Well, you can actually get DNA from like animal scat.
Well,
just
the more you
just
know.
But
shit.
it has to be relatively fresh DNA or like relatively fresh scat, I guess.
There's probably a mosquito frozen in there like amber. They extract the shit mosquito.
The shit mosquito.
That's how they got. That's how they got fucking. What is it, the Valhalla protagonist? Is it Ivor?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how they got their
What is
DNA.
it?
the
God.
the fucking shit mosquito.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. Thank you for that, Captain.
You're welcome. That's what I'm here for.
The shit mosquito.
I'm here to say vile shit that occasionally is funny.
There you go.
Oh,
Yo, so here's so do any of you guys watch the Joe Rogan podcast?
Nope.
Not really.
we
No,
can't
fuck
talk
that
about
guy.
another podcast on our podcast.
Sure we can.
Fuck
So
Joe
anyway, do you
Rogan.
guys watch Sleepy Cats?
I only bring up Joe Rogan because I think he's the most watched podcast. Like,
Yeah, he is.
Fuck Joe
viewers.
Rogan.
For now.
I mean I think he's actually pretty fun to watch for the most part. But
Yeah.
he's definitely had some boneheaded takes. But he like said that one thing where he said like if you're like young and you're healthy, like you don't need to get the vaccine. He got a whole lot of flack for that, and I feel like that is just gonna like ruin him in the eyes of so many people.
In the eyes of God, or just people?
Well, maybe,
Man, I
but
he
probably
took too
more.
many fucking blows in the octagon. I'm telling you what.
I think Joe Rogan is interesting. I don't really watch his podcast or listen to it that often. But what a little I've listened to, it's like
He's actually pretty liberal in a lot of ways. Like,
well, I mean, like not just outside of
No.
political takes. I think that he's just like he's more like a mouth. I don't want to. What am I trying to say?
Mouth breather?
He's
Yeah.
no. He's like a he's like a decent oh my god, why can't I figure out what I'm trying to
Decent
say?
portrayal of the average American.
Is it a good thing or a bad thing?
It's a good thing. I'm trying to avoid saying mouthpiece, but I that's the closest thing that I can think of. Where it's like whoever he's interviewing, it's a really good way for like he's really good at letting them speak and kind of letting them come out in their own way and
It's like a good like soundboard to like bounce off
yeah,
of.
exactly. Because I think people don't necessarily watch the podcast for Joe himself. At
Well,
least it
I
seems
mean,
like.
he'll like bring on really interesting people and
No, yeah.
controversial, which is oftentimes also interesting.
No, yeah, I think that's important too. I think that he gives a platform to a lot of people who otherwise wouldn't be able to get a platform, and I think that's important. And more power to Joe for doing that.
Good old Joe.
He's also pretty funny, I think.
Yeah,
I think
he's
he does a
decent.
good podcast, but I mean, he definitely has some boneheaded takes,
But
as everyone does. But
he's entitled to have boneheaded takes, you know. I
yeah,
don't know.
Like, I mean, he can say whatever he wants, because at the end of the day, he has his own opinion. And you know what? At the end of the day, you gotta respect that. Like, you might not like him, but it is what it is.
God bless the USA.
God bless
Yeah.
America, boy.
I want to have it any other way.
Dip
I
the
think
God bless
people.
the troops. Fox, do you want to take another shot for the troops?
Let's
God
go.
bless the Enclave.
Yeah, hell yeah.
All right, let's go.
Ooh.
How about another shot for the troops that actually got to choose which oil company they died for?
No, who? All right, I got a question for you guys. In the corporate war, who would each of you fight for?
Have we done this before?
I don't think it was on the podcast. I think it was just like
Or
privately.
just me being an idiot.
What are my options?
Any company that exists.
Yeah, besides your own, because you're.
Oh, like in the real
I mean,
world?
I guess you
Yeah.
could fight for your own and just like contract
in
your.
the real world. That's a harder question. I thought you were talking about Cyberpunk.
No,
No.
what?
Depends. I mean, like I could fight for a company based on what they produce and like their work, like. But I could also fight for a company based on whether or not I think they would win. Because I don't think many of the companies that I think I'd like would actually be successful in the face of like Amazon or like Microsoft.
How about Blockbuster?
Captain, let me just tell you, Captain, straight up. I know that you're gonna go fight for Bad Dragon.
You know what?
Oh,
I wasn't gonna
yeah.
say that, but
Let's
I
do
actually
it, Captain.
yeah, I might actually fight for Bad Dragon. Thanks for
Brothers
giving me
in
that idea,
arms.
Bugs. Yeah.
Some really, really phallic firearms.
Oh, that would be fucking great. Holy shit.
Captain, we're going to war, boss.
Captain, that's the idea for your $1 million indie game right there.
Yeah, thanks, Fox. I was gonna say like I don't even know what I was gonna say. I was trying to think it through. I don't think there's any companies that I would necessarily die for.
Except for
Besides Bad Dragon.
I mean, what if your best bet at survival was picking a company?
BG
So, like,
Water.
effectively, you like had to.
You know,
I think I'd probably pick Samsung. They're like pretty big, and I feel like they would use like laser weapons. So I feel like I'd probably go with them.
Realistically speaking, I'd fight for Tencent because I think I think that would be enough.
Yeah, I think Tencent owns like a little bit of everybody.
Safe
I'd
bet.
fight for Nestle.
You know, I think
Get only the purest water.
Like, what if there was like a real dark horse? Like, what if like Tesla made like freaking Gundams, and they just had Gundams all of a sudden?
The Gundams would be death machines, and they would kill their own pilots all the time.
Maybe, but what if they? I mean, what if Elon figures it out with his brain thingamajig and whatever?
his
Like,
brain thingamajig.
what if he like gets it really good and like Samsung and Apple and like McDonald's and Walmart are all out here fighting with jets and tanks, and Tesla rolls up with fucking Gundams? Like,
You know what?
easy clap.
I'm gonna take a very back seat to this. I would fight for Sentai Filmworks, very renowned anime company. You know, I feel like
they would be bought up by like a larger anime conglomerate.
Yeah.
You'd
You would have
end up fighting for
Crunchyroll or,
Funimation somehow, Fox.
No, please.
Like
Well,
you
so
would have everybody else fighting, and then Crunchyroll and Funimation would be fighting like a really horrible battle on like
no,
a couple.
no. Funimation owns Crunchyroll now.
Oh, do they? Oh, wow.
Or
Okay.
vice versa, one of the two. I think it's Funimation owns
battle-
Crunchyroll.
Yeah, the battle has already happened then.
Like, because I was gonna say I'd fight for Crunchyroll, but now that they're owned by Funimation, I don't wanna be involved in that. Like, I have a tremendous respect for Sentai, and why can't I remember the company that got?
Annie.
Yeah.
With the arson attack.
Yeah.
Kyoto.
Yeah, Kyoto. Like, I have tremendous respect for them.
They do good work.
What about you, PC?
Either Blockbuster
Hell yeah.
or GameStop.
GameStop.
I'm actually changing my I want to have Circuit City. That's my
Circuit
my
City.
Oh,
Radio
hell
There's
yeah.
no way.
You
There's
mean Radio
still
Shack?
Yeah, fucking Radio Shack. There's no way those still exist.
No, I
Nextel?
they don't exist. No, I remember there was a Circuit City in my town, and it went out of business, and then they changed. They took out Circuit, but they left all of the same like old like lighting sign for City, and they turned it into Furniture City. And I was like, oh, it's like another company crawled into your corpse.
Speaking of Radio Shack, did I ever tell you guys about the Radio Shack that was in Oklahoma City that just got absolutely abused by everyone, and they shut it down, and like it was a homeless camp there for a little while?
That sounds like something that would happen in OKC.
Yeah, it was great. And like
Would you,
nobody cared, so they were just like, whatever, dude, do what you want. And then they finally cleaned it up, and I don't know what they did with it, but I just like the idea of some homeless people camping out in a Radio Shack.
Can I change my answer?
Yeah.
Sure.
Zune.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm
PC, weren't you telling me like you had like a Zoom call one day and you were talking about having a boner during it, and you were very uncomfortable because it was your boss?
That was just a dream you had of PC. like
It sounds
PC's
something you dream about.
That's PC's dream. What did you dream of me, PC?
Oh fuck! One time I had a dream, and the Captain, we were in like a kitchen. I don't know if I told you this, Captain. We were in like someone's kitchen, and like you were just standing in front of me, but slightly to my right, and like you were just standing there, and out of fucking nowhere, I just pick you up with both my arms, like you were like nothing, and I just made you do a flip. like not even like a swift motion, just like I held you as I flipped you around 360 degrees.
Why? You know, I had a
PC, if you don't do that to me when I meet you, I'm gonna be really upset.
PC, did I tell you I had a dream about fucking Curse Angel? Like the dude from Factory? I had a fucking dream.
Wait, a player named Chris Angel, or the Chris Angel mind
Chris
freak?
Angel who mind freaked me on Factory by flying through the sky. Like, I had a dream about that. Like, I relived that like 1 minute in my head all the entire fucking night, and I woke up in a cold sweat with my alarm going off, and I had to go to work, and I was just like, man.
That's gonna be your new sleep paralysis demon.
Chris Angel.
That would be terrifying.
My hypothetical where you're sitting in a room with Chris Angel for 4 hours, but you can't say anything to him, and you can't look at him.
It's like fucking Silent Hill PT, where he's just behind you the entire time.
Your mouth is sewn shut.
But he's like doing magic tricks, but you're not allowed to look at him.
You can only see what happens from the magic tricks. You can't look at him as he's doing them.
Yeah.
You just hear the sound of cards being shuffled behind you.
Somebody being sawed in half.
Is that a fucking phasmophobia ghost? As you hear cards shuffling in the other room and you gotta lay down salt on the floor?
This is Chris Angel. Chris Angel's a fucking ghost in Phasmophobia. I swear to God, somebody's gotta do that as a mod. Just make Chris
They should-
Angel a ghost.
No, the devs have to create a new class of ghost that's just called Mind Freak. That's my petition to the devs.
And when you're being strangled by the ghost, you start hearing the fucking theme music playing.
Uh,
Are you ready?
imagine if they put that in the game and they didn't tell anybody, and then it just started happening.
Fox, if he was playing that, he would just genuinely think he was having a schizophrenic episode.
I would. Like, I would panic so hard. I would be so concerned. I'm like, Chris, where are you?
Cool. If I ever made a game like that, I would patch weird shit in, and I just wouldn't tell fucking anybody.
You know-
I would just be like, figure it out. Like,
Yeah, I'm
Well,
gonna,
there's the.
I'm gonna
Go
make
ahead,
it-
Fox.
I'm gonna make a game where you're trying to survive fucking attacks from Chris Angel, and he only does like the way he attacks you is he does like magic tricks, where like he like corners you and he does a magic trick that just ruins you, like cuts off your head, and then you have to start
freaks
from the
your mind.
beginning. Yeah, he freaks your
Right.
mind.
All right. Yeah, I mean, I get the hype behind Chris Angel, but what about David Blaine?
No, it's all about Chris Angel.
No, but
I
like
live to
you
be
see the
mind
way he
freaked.
stares at the camera after everything, right?
Yeah.
But he doesn't mind freak you.
I'm just gonna take this opportunity, Chris Angel, if you're out here and you happen to be listening to this, you have an open invitation on behalf of Fox here.
Oh, I love you, Chris.
Guest here on the Pajama Pals podcast. So
Chris
I'm
Angel,
just- I'm putting that out.
I'd love to hear from you.
On Money's point of like making a game that does just completely inexplicable shit all the time, I would love to do that. There's like I think it was one of the old Civilization games. You'd put your name in for a profile, and if your name was in its library, it had like a voice clip of it saying that name softly, like whispering in the background. That had a very low chance to play. If you were just sitting there doing something in the game, you might hear in the background like.
Was that Civ 4 or Civ 3? I think it was 4,
I don't-
wasn't it?
I don't know. It wasn't one of the ones I played.
Like in a game like that, you should put in one of those like the really realistic like knocking noises.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
You can have like those. Like I like always take my headphones off and look back at my door when I hear something like
You
that.
know, I'm gonna like if I ever get to that point, I'm taking filing cabinet scream.mb4 and I'm just gonna put it cut it randomly in pieces and just put it throughout the audio. And like it'll progressively get louder and louder as time goes on, like the more hours you put into the game.
Make the game stretch. Make a sound like one of the tracks for the game that just stretched out really long, so it's like a weird ambient track. It's like one of those tracks that has a really low chance to play in Minecraft.
Oh yeah.
Or shorten it and make it really loud. It happens at random times.
Really loud and high pitched.
Oh.
Or like when everything is dead silent, there's no other sounds.
Yeah,
Just
like
that.
they're in the pause menu. Oh, that'd be terrifying. That would screw up so many people.
I do like when games, if you're just sitting there doing nothing for long enough, where it fucks with you by changing something. Like Spooky's House of Jump Scares would kill you if you stood there for too long because that was one of the monsters, and it never told you that it was. So if you were like sitting there not moving for long enough, it would just like it'd kill you. A face would appear on your screen, and then like a bunch of like text would appear in the background.
That was one thing that I hated about. I can't remember which Metal Gear game it was, but you would get to the point in the game where they're like, "You've been playing too long. You should turn off the console. Go outside."
Oh,
Well,
the Metal Gear Solid 4.
Yeah, yeah,
Guns of the Patriots.
yeah.
well, because there's the oh, which one is it? I want to say it's Metal Gear Solid 3. I think that's it. It's one of the boss fights. It's against like another sniper who's an old man. I want to say his name is The End. I think that's it, maybe. But how you're supposed to fight him is it's like a sniper battle where he's like aiming at you and you hide in the bushes and you slowly get closer and stuff like that. But what you can do is you can set the clock on your PS2 and you can like fast forward it like super far. And the character in the game, because he's an old man, will die of old age and you'll beat the stage. And I like remember hearing that and I was like, holy shit, Kojima is a fucking god.
Fucking
Like-
Metal Gear Solid 5, when I removed the hood and it's just Kojima, what took you so long? That made me so fucking mad. I was so angry.
That's probably what Kojima wanted.
I was just like, bitch, what do you mean what took me so long? You know who was here before you? Fucking Miller's bitch ass just sitting there, bloody, like...
Then he puts those shades on and your heart melts.
Oh my gosh.
I just re-downloaded Phantom Pain and I've been playing it. It's a good game.
Oh, dude, I love Phantom
Good
Pain.
game.
Like,
I just hate the ending.
yeah.
Yeah, it definitely, like, the longer it goes on, you can tell, like, Konami was fucking shit up.
I think my favorite thing about the game is like the ability to put music in.
Oh yeah,
for the
playing
helicopter.
my like favorite thing is I'll call in a chopper support, like a gunning run or something. I'll have kids in America playing, just like
I
like
was
blasting on as I
fucking-
gun down Russians.
I had pumped up kicks for a while, and then I had Fortunate Son as well.
Oh.
But pumped up kicks was like the best because you just come in and just start mowing down dudes. You'd hear like in the distance just doon 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 doon.
I'd rather have Cooking by the Book with Lil Jon.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now back to that.
Piece of cake to bake. It's a piece of cake to make a pretty cake. What?
That'd be great. Oh, I'm trying to think because there was another song. I used Godzilla's theme from the 2014 movie, which is pretty good. Oh man, it's hard to believe it's been that long. That movie, like the original Godzilla, no, the original of the newest trilogy. I can't believe it's been that long since it's come out. Yeah, Captain. Every time I see that image, I swear to God.
Oh, the
plunger.
Yeah.
All right, but we're actually over an hour here, so we better get wrapping up here.
I'd like to know. I had no idea what you guys were talking about for the last half hour or so until PC brought up that the cake one.
He's like, oh,
Why?
I like
why is
Lil
that what I
Jon.
know?
I know Lil Jon. All right.
Miss B, you're gonna have to come up with some topics for the next episode so we can talk about things that you know.
Yeah. All it's gonna be is construction and FALs.
Woodworking with your grandfather. Oh,
What
look here,
kind
sonny.
of wood?
Today we're going to learn how to build a chip frame.
The next
Whoa.
next episode will be like this is the episode you can watch with your parents.
All right, we're moving on to Boomer Review. Miss B, are you ready?
God, no.
All right. Well, go ahead and
Still have
open
to
up your image.
Plunge your one up some reason.
He's probably
Oh,
not even gonna know what that
God.
is.
What the fuck?
Do you know what the tentacle is, Miss B?
Is it referencing something in particular, or I don't know what
Oh,
what are you
no.
asking me?
No, he's not.
No.
Bless this man's innocence.
Yeah, Miss
His
B,
mind isn't that far gone.
Miss B, you know what Bad Dragon is, right?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
You know what they
That's
produce,
his product
right?
from Bad Dragon, and it's exactly what I think it is.
Yes, you guys
Well-
are bad.
Well, Bad Dragon does make tentacles.
I like that they provide a hot sauce with it, though. That's pretty nice.
I don't
Yeah.
think that's
I-
actually included.
I think that was sold separately, Miss B.
That is edible hot sauce, right? That's not just labeled hot sauce.
I'm pretty sure it's edible.
Imagine if someone bought that and they didn't realize and they used it as lube.
Oh no!
I hope it's
no.
body safe.
Oh no.
Yo, Nutaku, now is the time to
This-
sponsor our podcast. Let's go.
This is why I stopped putting the Boom Review pictures as my Discord picture. This right here.
I don't
Although,
see
hold
you.
on. Miss B, you have to put the girl's face as your
Yeah, that's
Discord
exactly what
picture.
I was gonna do. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, perfect.
For those poor individuals that know who I am in real life, please don't look.
All right. Well, that's wrapping up our 11th, 5th, 11th episode of the Pajama Palace podcast. I'm Fox.
I'm Captain.
What's his name? Cat. Not here.
Down money.
Miss B. Yeah.
Let me see.
And we
Till then,
Thank-
big pod. Keep it real.
thank
Keep
you.
it real, my slimes.
What is up, my slime?
I was gonna ask what the fuck that was about.
I'll
Alright,
tell you after.
later,
On the slime
boys.
podcast.